Hello and welcome to the Next Investors, the CNBC Lincoln Financial Group Student Stock Tournament. I'm Bill Griffith. You know, one of my favorite jobs here at CNBC is acting as the director of the Student Stock Tournament, which we started with MarketPlayer.com almost 2 years ago. It's become very popular, educational, and oh, by the way, a lot of fun too. Over this next half hour, we're going to revisit last year's winners here at the Hackley School in Tarrytown, New York, and then we'll introduce you to the top 5 performing investment teams from this semester's tournament. More than 4,500 teams participated this semester from all 50 states and in Canada, and the winners range from a group of hyperactive 11th grade traders in California to a kind of a steady-as-you-go 12th grade group in Georgia. Now, just like the Academy Awards, we first want to take a moment and go over the tournament's rules and regulations. In order to participate, students must be legal residents of the U.S. or Canada. They must be in the 4th through the 12th grade and be a part of a team sanctioned by their school. Each team can have anywhere between 3 and 25 members. Each team then starts with a fictional $100,000 to invest in stocks. No bonds, options, or futures are allowed, and a $25 commission is charged for each trade. Then at the end of each semester, we here at CNBC tally up the returns and announce the top 5 finishers on Market Wrap. And we award the school of the grand prize winners 200 shares of GE stock for using for whatever educational purposes they decide. Now, let's get to this year's winners, shall we? The members of the team that finished in 5th place this semester call themselves the West Side Connection. They are 6 8th graders from Goff Junior High School in Pawtucket, Rhode Island. The team earned an impressive return of just over 61% during the semester, compared, by the way, with a decline of 1.8% for the S&P 500 index over the same period of time. Let's see, we have Matt, Jimbo, Scott, Alan, and Chris, and they say it was their high-tech approach that helped propel them into 5th place. Watch. School's out at Goff Junior High in Pawtucket, Rhode Island, and as the students here empty their lockers, they can be heard asking each other questions about the new Star Wars release or who's on the mound for the Red Sox. But in the school's computer lab, the members of this group of 13-year-olds are asking questions of a different sort.
When did that Voodoo 3 chip come out?
3DFX makes the Voodoo 3 chip, and Matt Fleming wants to buy the company's stock.
Yeah, it's down to like 20.
The techs have been the key to this group's success. Early on in the semester's competition, they stocked up on internet companies like AOL and eBay.
You got maybe 140-something% return at one point, and then maybe it closed at 120.
But while they were able to capitalize on the internet's hot streak, occasionally they did let a big money winner get away.
Yahoo's one of the ones that I was trying to tell people that was going up, but they didn't want to agree with me. So I probably would have bought that if I was doing it on my own.
Everything they did buy, they knew about. In fact, the team's staff advisor felt their being part of the online generation gave them an edge.
I was very impressed with their knowledge of the industry and even of the stocks. And some of them did mention that they were buying stock because they themselves had gone on particular websites and they were familiar with it. So yeah, I believe it did.
Who was that?
The team knew they only had 3 months to make money, so they tried to buy the hottest stocks on the internet. But they always did their research first.
We pick a stock that we basically generally agree on with its past performance. Take a look at the 52-week high and low, the chart, and the gain for the day. And if it looked good to us, we'd buy it. Sometimes if it passed its high, we would tend to kind of not be so fast to jump at it.
Even though the group turned their $100,000 into more than $160,000, they all agree that if the money were real, they would have done things different.
If I was doing like longer term, I would buy into more stable companies that weren't technology or internet-based, because the internet-based and technology, they usually fluctuate a lot.
This group bought and sold, by the way, a lot during the tournament. They made more than 35 trades, and they were quick to exit any losing or lagging positions. A little later this half hour, by the way, we're going to tell you how last year's winners from this school in Tarrytown, New York, finished the tournament. And when we come back, do you consider yourself a bull or a bear? We will introduce you to the 4th place finishers who say they are actually both. Stay tuned. Much more of the Next Investors, the CNBC Student Stock Tournament, after this.
brought to you at noon on CNBC. Profit from it.
Welcome back to our special program, The Next Investors, the CNBC Student Stock Tournament. I'm Bill Griffith. Our fourth place team this semester also invested in high tech, but they took a little more of a long-term approach at investing than the fifth place team did. They call themselves the Bullish Bears. They are a group of 8 11th graders from Baldwin High School on the Hawaiian island of Maui. This is the first time we've had a top 5 finisher from the Aloha State. The Bullish Bears scored an impressive return of 65% during the semester. The boys and the team say that they laid down the law and stuck with their picks, and that's why they ended up in fourth place.
Going to school is tough enough. Never mind trying to concentrate when your schoolyard looks like this. An inspiration from music class, perhaps, but for this group, economics class, too.
It went up 10 points. Whoa, 10 and 1/8.
What is in the stock market going down today?
Meet the Bullish Bears. They took long positions with internet stocks like America Online and CMGI, and with a mere 13 trades throughout the entire tournament, turned their imaginary $100,000 into more than $165,000 in just 3 months.
Their success was mainly learning from the first semester. And the first semester was basically chasing stocks. And when you chase stocks, you never succeed at anything. And so we just chose the stocks and left it at that. And it grew without us even knowing about it. Sometimes it's best not to even pay attention to the market so that you don't get too excited and start trading on panic.
They didn't trade on panic, and they didn't buy on impulse either.
The strategy that we use for picking our stocks is we would do a little bit of research on the stock we were going to pick, and if it seemed to have checked out well, like the stats are okay, then we went ahead and picked it. But if it started to go down after that, we usually sold it.
Over the internet, we'd look at its charts and find out what the company did, what kind of services it did for people, find out what kind of services people need.
Most in the group admit before they entered the tournament, they had no idea what the stock market was.
It's kind of just numbers and letters going by on the bottom of the screen.
And now they've learned a lesson that may pay off down the road.
It's good to know that later on in life, if we have an extra money, we can always go back and take the experience and make some profit off of it.
Now, while the Bullish Bears made a nice profit from winning high-tech stocks, the third-place finishers say they learned a valuable lesson from their losing positions. They call themselves the Stock Gurus. They're a trio of high school seniors from Walton High School in Marietta, Georgia. And while they had a tough ride this semester, their 70% return, mostly from technology stocks, was good enough for third place.
Hey, did you guys find a limo for prom yet?
If these guys could make real money as quickly as they made paper money in the student stock tournament this semester, they could buy a limo to take them to the prom.
Did you guys see what Amazon was priced at the other day? It's at 182.
182?
Really? Yeah. Okay. If we had held it, we would have made, I don't know how much money.
The stock gurus at Walton High turned $100,000 into $175,000 in just 3 months.
Probably spent about 3 to 4 hours every night choosing which stocks would be the best.
The threesome decided on 9 different stocks, and their big money winners were AOL, Ameritrade, Excite, and E-Trade.
We were looking for technology because they gain quick or lose quick. We were looking for quick money.
But the road to quick money was a bumpy one.
In February, oh man, the technology stocks were on the ground and we lost a lot of money. We were up $45,000 at the beginning of February, and we were only up $1,000 at the end of February. And then March, just the beacon in the night, just raised everything up, shot everything up. So at the end of the March 31st, we were up $75,000.
And while the techs were ultimately prosperous for them, some of their picks proved to be duds.
Micron, which makes microchips, because Intel ended up with a bad earnings report, and that dropped us in 7th level in Percom.
And they all know why.
Some of the stocks we didn't do any research, which was a big mistake.
Research. Definitely. And also buy the companies that you like.
A little later in the show, we're going to look back to last spring's stock gurus. We'll see what companies they like this year. And when we come back, we'll meet our runner-up team from this spring semester. They are the Vikings from Covina, California. We'll find out what strategy helped them sail into second place after this. Welcome back to The Next Investors, the CNBC Student Stock Tournament. I'm Bill Griffith. You know, it seems every semester we get a team like our second place finishers. They are aggressive and very active traders. In fact, they made 222 trades during this semester's tournament, frequently buying and selling positions on the same day. This group calls itself the Vikings. We have 5 11th graders from Northview High School in Covina, California. They invested their way to an almost 78% return. Not bad for 5, 16, and 17-year-olds who spent as much time researching stocks as they did doing their homework. And that's why Stephen, David, Jesus, Jason, and Eric landed in second place. Watch.
Taking a cue from their mascot, this group of students from Northview High School set out to plunder Wall Street.
We were more of day traders because holding long term, we couldn't get the percentage that we needed daily because we would like to get in and out quick, get a little money, move on to the next stock, so we can daily just pick up a little bit of money to get the percent we need to get to the top.
The team made their climb almost to the top with a simple strategy.
Whenever we see like a stock go down to a certain point, we would trade it right away.
The group spent about 4 hours a day researching and making trades, and it paid off.
We were real consistent. We got about 3%, 4%, 5% each day.
And like many who have made money in the stock market this year, it was the internet stocks, in this case E-Trade and Briefing.com, that drove up the Vikings' returns. And like all Wall Street movers and shakers, these guys kept their ears to the ground.
We bought the stock when we heard about the rumor, and we didn't know if it was going to happen, so we got rid of GeoCities. But we still made a pretty good gain on it.
The group enjoyed trading fake money so much, they're going to jump into the market for real by starting an investment group of their own. But they will modify their day trading strategy slightly because it's real cash at stake.
We'll probably use half of the money to stay with the strategy we use on CNBC and half of the money to hold long term.
And if they're half as successful as they were during our tournament, they're going to beat most real investors on Wall Street. Now, before we introduce you to the first place team for this semester, we want to bring you up to date on last spring's winners. They are a group of 12th graders from the Hackley School here in Tarrytown, New York. We came here today to see how the Hackley Hornets strategy changed this year and how it worked out. Congratulations to the group there, the Hornets at Hackley School in Tarrytown, New York.
The thrill of victory. 200 shares of GE stock, a reward for a semester of fast-paced trading in the student stock tournament. But that was last year. This year was a complete turnaround for the Hackley School traders.
So what did you do different this semester than what you did last year? You were very active traders last year. Did you do something different this semester?
I think this year we focused more on the internet companies as a group and more on actually holding them in our portfolios rather than actively trading them. And I think we had to fine-tune our strategy from last year, which really focused on these micro-cap companies. And so, you know, they were only good for like a one-day boost here and there. And so that led to constantly turning the portfolio.
As it turns out, a bad move for the team. They plummeted from first place a year ago to below 3,000th this semester. But they still ended up with a commendable 21% return. So to get a little trading advice, we took a few members of the team into New York City to talk to an expert, and coincidentally, a Hackley alum. Awad Asset Management's Jim Awad sat down with the boys to analyze their trades and give them advice for trading with real money.
I mean, I know it was high trading in momentum stocks. All right, so wait a second. From Christmas to March, you owned internet stocks. You should have done exceedingly well.
Well, we did most of the time, but then like people would sell the really good stocks and then buy like a bad one for the day, and we'd lose what we had made.
We didn't have as much communication as we did last year.
Give me an example of something you lost money on.
So after an afternoon of checking charts and graphs and PE ratios, the boys were able to walk away with some advice that any team entering short-term tournaments like this one could use.
You either have to trade a lot or you have to invest based on timely information. such as potential takeovers, better than expected earnings reports. Either one of those strategies, I think, can work in 3 months. But to measure any portfolio over that short a period of time is difficult for the best pros in the business, let alone high school students.
When we come back, we'll go from last year's winners to this year's. Our top finishers approach the tournament a little differently from the rest. We will take a look at their targets right after this. Stay tuned for more of our special program, The Next Investors, the CNBC Student Stock Tournament. Welcome back. Finally, the moment we've all been waiting for, the first place finishers in this semester's Student Stock Tournament. Drum roll, please. They are the Gunsmokers, a group of 3 10th graders from Baraboo High School in Baraboo, Wisconsin. This trio of girls, by the way, the only team of girls to finish in the top 5, turned in an impressive 101% return on their investment to finish the semester with $200,000. Now, I had the pleasure of going out to Baraboo recently to meet the girls and to present them with the grand prize.
The table talk here at Baraboo High in Wisconsin is a far cry from that of a Wall Street power lunch. Yet this all-girl team showed the pros who's boss, doubling their $100,000 paper investment in just 3 months. And they did it in a scientific way as part of a project for algebra class.
We're taking stocks and using our equations to try and predict what the stocks would be at a couple weeks.
They used linear, quadratic, and exponential equations to track their stocks. And just like the Wall Street technical analysts, they look strictly at the numbers, paying little attention to company news or fundamentals. They originally bought Coke and Harley-Davidson, but their ship came in with a company called 4Kids Entertainment, which netted the team a whopping $98,944. They bought it at under 10 and sold it around 37, the company's high for the year.
I've been running a stock market club for 9 years, and I've never seen anybody do as good as that as far as when to sell. We've had some good buys in the past and that, but then held on to them for too long.
And their knack for knowing when to hold them and when to fold them has some adults hitting them up for stock tips. But giving mom advice is more stressful than making paper trades.
She was asking me what to invest in, and I don't want to say anything for sure because it's like our money, our family money. I don't want to lose our money. It's hard to predict. It's hard to predict what the stock will do.
These 3 algebra whizzes are planning careers calling on advanced math skills, a field that few women enter.
Girls can be just as smart as guys.
I think it's kind of cool that, we're all girls and we're all really smart.
Girl power.
The Gunsmokers actually aren't the only investment club at Baraboo High. There are 8 other teams as well, and we had a chance to chat with the members of all of them.
First of all, let's start with a show of hands. How many believe the stock market is going sharply higher from here? Nobody? How many believe that we've got a big down move coming for the stock market? Okay, so it's split. Now, the Gunsmokers use charts and things to pick stocks. How did anybody else pick stocks? What'd you do? This is a math club, right? Anybody? What'd you do to pick stocks? Research, I imagine, right? What were you looking for? Yes?
Read news articles on the companies.
So you'd look at news
Yeah.
As it pertained to the stock. What were you looking for? Earnings?
Yeah, like when companies are planning to split and stuff like that, when they're gonna merge it.
Okay, so stock splits and mergers. What else did anybody look at? Come on, you guys did pretty well, some of you.
We looked at the graphs.
So you looked at graphs also. What were you looking for in the graphs?
Ones that were going up, that's what it.
So you picked a stock that was going up necessarily, right?
Then it usually ended up going down anyway.
And it usually went down. Well, you learned a very valuable lesson about the stock market, didn't you? Stocks go up and down. What about the internet stocks? Is that the next great wave for the stock market, do you think? Yes? Why?
IPOs are good. They go up pretty high in the morning.
So do you tried to buy some of those internet IPOs?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Try to get them early in the morning.
Any success?
Mm-hmm. Couple.
Yeah. What was your most successful? Do you remember?
Let's see. Bluefly.
Okay. All right. That did very well. Anybody else? Now, the Gunsmokers picked some stocks they knew something about, not just internet, but toy companies and things like that. What else? Entertainment stocks. What else did you find success with in the stock market?
eBay.
eBay, all right.
eBay.
Baraboo really was a wonderful place, a great, impressive group of kids out there. Congratulations to them. You know, overall, this semester's tournament proved that the buy and hold strategy is still perhaps the best way to make money in the stock market. It also proves that there are an awful lot of smart students out there in the United States and Canada. Congratulations to everyone who participated in this semester's tournament. Now, if you or some of your students want to participate next semester, all you need to do is log on to our website, cnbc.com. You complete the official registration form and send it to us at the start of the new school year. As soon as you register, you'll get a practice portfolio so you can sort of hone your investment skills before the tournament starts in September. We'll be posting the standings at the end of each week, and the weekly winners, by the way, get a Student Stock Tournament t-shirt. All of this is, of course, a great way to learn about the stock market, how companies work. You learn more about teamwork, and it all gives you a tool to help you take control of your own financial future. Thanks for watching. Continued success with your portfolio, and I'll see you back here on CNBC on Monday at noon on Power Lunch.